All right, we're going to talk about the top of swing. So important, the load position. Regardless of how you maybe took the club away early, how you arrive at the top and kind of get into that final top of swing before coming down is such an important part of the golf swing. We see great players in various different positions up there, but yet at the same time, great players are always in a pretty good position at the top. We don't see any top of swings that aren't salvageable with great players. They're always good enough that they're able to in that very short period of time down impact, get things right. So top of swing, a couple things that are important. Your turn, you got to make sure that you make we'll say a good turn, a good amount of turn, a full turn for you. Whatever you can get in terms of getting that back to the target. You want to make sure that you've maintained your tilt. Okay, so I'm talking about my tilt, my inclination down towards the golf ball. So here I've not only turned, but I've maintained my tilt this way. You don't want to have a turn where you're flat this way, or too steep. So trying to maintain the inclination as I turn. So turn within your tilt, very important for your body, positioning that way. In terms of the pressure shift, the weight shift, you do want to feel like for the most part, you want to see golfers getting into that right side a little bit. We don't want to see too much bending or leaning toward the target where top of swing, they've got all their weight on the front foot. Quite often from there, we see them back up. So you want to turn in your tilt and get loaded into that back foot. Feel like you got some pressure in the back foot. Finally, you got to make sure you get the wrist hinge, get that loaded up. Okay, so get the wrist cocked. You're going to see approximate 90-degree angle between the shaft and the lead arm. And then you want to maintain your width. Your width is your lead arm. Okay, so you don't want to have that lead arm too bent. Try to feel like you got some width on it. Trail arm's going to be bent, but your lead arm should be pretty wide, pretty straight, we'll say. Okay? So turn in your tilt, get into the right foot, hinge the wrists, maintain the width, and you're looking pretty good. Finally, the club face, so important. You don't want to have the club probably excessively open at the top, which would be kind of toe pointing down to the ground, and you also may not want to have it too much that way. Somewhere in there is going to work for you. You're going to build your swing around that. I'm not going to say one way is right or the other, but be aware of it. Certainly you can be too open or probably too closed for you, but keep an eye on that as well, because that's going to really dictate what type of release pattern and what you're going to need to do from the top to get that face square or open or closed, however you need it for your shot. So work on all those things. The top of swing, there's a lot of stuff to cover there, but it's important. So go through that list, make sure you've considered all those things, get a nice full load, good top of swing. That'll make a big difference in your game.